Hello, my name is Eric King. My original objective in this class was to write the basic structure for the Eric King story. I needed to learn how to tie together the beginning, the middle, and the end of my story. After learning how to accomplish this, I was able to be more creative by incorporating metaphoric transitions to my story. After learning that the Eric King story covered too much content to be categorized as a short film, I had no choice but to put my skills to use by creating short films outside of the Eric King story. I wrote a parody where Jesus came back as a 7-Eleven cashier, and also an action film where a man single-handedly planned a robbery. I became impressed with my creativity, which in turn inspired me to write stories outside of poverty, inspiration, things that I'm used to. The main thing I learned from this course is how to format scripts. This includes creating the proper scene headings, also known as slug lines, not directly on the script, which means only write what the character sees and hears. Don't write about the character's emotions or how the character is doing a certain action. I also learned how to introduce the characters appropriately so they can be identified throughout the film effectively. I learned about orphans, which are the extra dialogue words for your character that sits on the line all by itself. It's best to just delete the word and find a way to fit the word on the previous line, maybe. I learned much about the major dramatic curve starting from the initial resting period, where we are introduced to the protagonist's life before the inciting incident occurs. An inciting incident has to occur that changes the protagonist's world. It's also what kicks off the protagonist's goal. The force that goes against the protagonist is called the antagonist. Their job is to conflict with the protagonist's goal. The goal of the protagonist must be visual. We must see it, and won through the use of different tactics. We talked a bit about writing coverage in the industry. This is where you read scripts for the producer so that they are not overwhelmed with so many scripts. You're basically acting as an assistant where your decisions will affect if a film even reaches the right hand. The three main parts of writing covers are the header, the synopsis, and the analysis, which leads to the decision to recommend, consider, or pass on the film script. Also, when pitching your film to the gatekeepers, it's important to be well rehearsed and not freestyle your presentation, even if you know your script. By rehearsing, you are able to make sure that you don't go over time that you are given. For example, if you are given 5 minutes to do a 5-page script and to pitch it, then your presentation better be 5 minutes or less. And if not, you begin to show that you aren't prepared and that you can't make proper use of your time, which in turn means that you are wasting other people's time. So don't forget to rehearse. Personally and professionally, I will apply the skills I learned in this class to write a feature film for my personal story, titled Eric King Story, which you can find on YouTube. At the same time, I will continue to write industry standard scripts outside of my story. This will give me the confidence and courage I need to continue moving forward in my career. I am committed to becoming a diverse filmmaker, always surprising my audience with something new and original. In conclusion, I would really love to come up with a great film that passes the Bechdel test. These are the questions that my film must answer in order to pass that test. Number 1, are there at least 2 women with names? Number 2, do the women talk to each other? And number 3, do they talk to each other about anything other than a man? Okay? I strongly believe that women should play active roles in movies. Throughout the history of film, we view women as sex symbols, and it's time to change that. If an old man can still be a Hollywood star, then an old woman should have the same right without being judged. The industry should be structured around equal opportunity. It shouldn't matter if you're a male or it shouldn't matter if you're a female. Talent is talent, and that's what we as a conglomerate should focus our attention on. Change can start today, and I want to be a part of it. Thank you for tuning in. Again, my name is Eric King.
Somehow I had the patience to embrace it. Watching my laces the problem that I was facing. Knowing I couldn't change it, I wanted to run away. Grew tired of the storm, I wanted the sunny day. Don't know how I got the strength to carry on for real and be so strong in my voice reaching to the world.